Oh, I really hope this is working. Doodle-doo, doodle-doo. What am I gonna do today? I'm gonna paint some minis. I'm gonna paint some minis. I'm gonna paint some Battletech. Does that sound exciting? I really hope so. Scraping old paint out of these things. Scraping and scrubbing. This is marriage. Okay. Yes, today you're going to watch me scrape paint out of stuff with my fingernails. Okay. I was doing a bunch of painting just to get everything ready. I've actually painted up a bunch of these guys here. This is a lance of actually a star, because these are like the clan. Not these guys. These guys are not the clan. You are not the clan. Goodbye. These guys are the clan. They wear wide pointed hats. And no, they're like clan, like, you know, Battletech clan. So I ended up painting them up to be similar to the regular Battletech clan colors that I have set up here. I am getting some decals coming in for these guys too. I've also got a bunch of decals here, but I'm not going to put them on right now. But these ones come from the Green Stuff World, and those are the water slide decals. Well, these ones I got because I was doing a bunch of stuff which is going to be like Walking Dead related as well. I got a whole ton of Walking Dead stuff to paint as well, which I had started but didn't quite finish yet. My wife is a big Walking Dead fan, and getting the game definitely she wants to end up playing that. We play board games, so this is some of the decals. These would come in really, really nice for Battletech. So I'm going to have to go ahead and cut a few of these and place the decals onto spots that I want them on the mechs. So it'll be good things to put like on their feet and stuff like that, or around where dangerous weapons are. So I have a couple of these. This package hasn't been opened yet, but this one has, so I could see what was contained there in. Oh. Now, move these clan guys out to the side here. I've also got, I don't know if any of you are, you know, Battletech or MechWarrior enthusiasts out there, but if you are, I did end up getting some stuff through eBay, which is not the new Battletech stuff. However, I'm hoping I can get a good zoom in on this here. Like, I want to make sure that I am in focus. So, in order for me to do that, I must put this on top of something which will simulate the height that I'm going to be holding it at. I'd be holding it this high. I just managed to put this stream together like last minute, guys. You know, don't be haters out there. I have something here that will work as a standby for my hands. That'll be working pretty much in this general position there. There we go. Now let me just adjust the focus. There we go. Now we got her, kids. So, put this away. That actually has that little container has cleaner in it. Very leaky cleaner in it. Plan here is getting some yellow down here. Let me get some stuff out of the way here. Yeah, so some yellow. I want to do particular stuff in yellow. I don't know who's trying to get a hold of me on my phone, but it's going off. So thinking, do I go with the ochre yellow? No. No. It's buff. I do have, there's some colors here that I don't really, I need some yellow. I don't want this yellow, like that's way too yellow. That's lemon yellow. I could probably use that for highlights for what I want. But first things first, I want to get some metallics down, and what I'm gonna do is, because this is hiding behind my microphone, it might go bump. Once again with the gunmetal. You know, eventually I'm going to change this backdrop of paper with a nice clean one of these days. And of course I dropped my paint. Do. So I hope everybody's getting this. I don't know if I'm having anybody showing up on my stream or not. Let's see. Is there a way for me to see it? Well, not according to this. But if you are saying something on the stream, I won't be able to see it. So, at least not right now. Let's see. let's do this. And yes, it is actually streaming on, yep, on Twitch. And let's see, is it also streaming on YouTube? The YouTube. Are we streaming on the YouTube? Sure, let me get to my correct channel on YouTube. Going to live, and of course I'm going to hear myself for a second here. Okay. And of course got nobody on stream right now. Isn't that awesome? I have no friends. Well, at least no friends that know that I'm streaming anyways. Dwayne is offline, so I don't have his little area there for you to watch a stream of him doing something in a game. Something random. You know, he likes the games that where you're where he's driving stuff, so it's not exactly my thing that I'd like to stream driving games. So just to let you know, I have the palette here, and I'm just going to put some gunmetal down. Looks like I could use a little bit of water here. There we go. Give it a little moisture. Just a little moisture. And I'm going to go for the semi-cheap. I mean semi-cheap. You know what? My Goku cup is almost empty of water. And the water that's in there looks pretty murky. So if you will excuse me just a momento, I will go ahead and replenish it. So don't drink your water for cleaning your brushes. I don't understand how people can do, grab one of these and go, I don't know, all the time. I just don't understand that. Why? I know you're trying to roll it to make it into a, just use a piece of paper. Just go like this. There you go. Nice end. No sticking it in your mouth and that's gross. Don't do it. Makes me sad. We are Battletech. I just recently put a strap on this thing, so let's see how this works. I don't know, I have to loosen it off or not. Well, it seems to stick on the head a lot better that way. Yes, this is much better. Much better. Alright, let's get the end of the gun barrels. So in order to, like I use an airbrush on this to get the base color, which is a combination of sky gray and white ink. So sky gray, white ink. That is the white ink that you would get from Dr. P.H. Martin inks, the Bombay inks. I'm liking using the Bombay inks. They're very fluid, and if you don't mix them right, they are glossy, and you don't want that. So you have to make sure you throw them on a vortex mixer and let it do its thing mixing, because man, it is an extreme difference between unmixed and mixed. And what ends up happening, yeah, it just goes way too shiny if you don't mix it, and that just looks terrible. You don't want that. So we're just getting into all the crevices that need shiny paint. Shiny metal paint. There we go. Anything on the back I can do? Not really. I'll just leave it at that. So the idea is I'm going to put like yellow, like a dark yellow kind of, accenting everywhere on these guys. Because this is going to be, well, contrary to, like, for example, you got this guy here, and this is the counterpart, which is going to be, I believe I'm going to put some red accent on these guys and make them House Carita. These guys will be some sort of maybe maybe Steiner, maybe, or maybe Davian, I don't know, maybe probably Steiner. So I have some I got some decals coming in for that as well. So, and there's also these other miniatures that are out there. They're the ones that used to be the WizKids ones that came out in the early 2000s. I think they were called like Mech Warrior something. They would be collectors, like you would collect them. They would have their own little click stands that you would inject these little tabs into them that have different stats. So people all over the place would be like collecting these little stat things and stuff, and using them. So that looks like it for any weapons on that one. And they came with little like troops of men. So you would have these you would have not only mechs but troops as well. And these troops were plastic minis on a click base, which looked like a 1-inch click base, and people used to collect the heck out of them and buy booster packs full of, you know, extra mechs, because you would get mechs, vehicles, troops, and they would all be pre-painted. And each pre-painted one would come in different colors, meaning that they're more elite or veteran or whatever. You know, they would have different different whatchamacallit, rankings to them, I guess. And you know, the higher the rank, the better they would be as a fighting unit. So there's a lot of these on eBay, and because I don't have a lot of like tanks or troops, you know, for playing Mech Warrior or BattleTech, the thing is, those things would definitely fill in on the you know, on the terrain for additional enemy troops and stuff like that, or stand-ins for that kind of stuff. Depends on what I get. As far as, you know, when they come in, I did buy a lot of, like, I think there was like 40 or 50 in a lot, and they were all commons. You know, they weren't veterans or elite or whatever. But I'm not interested in whether or not they are veterans or elites and that. I just want the models. So they have tank models, they got troops, they got artillery pieces, they have the vertical takeoff and landing machines like helicopters and stuff like that. And they look to be in this scale. So I've got a few of them coming in just to double check and see whether or not they would work. And of course I would rebase them, put them on hexagonal bases instead of the round ones that they come with. And of course I would repaint them to whatever colors I needed, because, you know, you need ground troops of different types, you know, mortar units and artillery pieces, and they have tanks and everything too, so definitely would be very suited to a BattleTech table these days. And who's to know the difference? I mean, it's stuff that they haven't even put out yet, you know, because they have the clan troops in their battle suits, and they got jump troops for the inner sphere units and stuff like that. So all that stuff is stuff that would be needed on the battlefield, which is cool, because you know, you want that. You want to have additional and cheap. They are so much cheaper than buying, say, something from Iron Winds. You know, you buy a tank from Iron Winds, which it's fairly inexpensive. I mean, they are like, you get for, well, meaning inexpensive. You pay $30 Canadian, you get 2 tanks, roughly. But then you have to pay for the shipping and stuff like that. And they don't have troop units or anything, so that's a bust. And this is the only way that you're able to get, like, ground units, is by getting those WizKid the WizKid models from that time. You see, they are selling some of the old packs that they had, which are still, sealed and everything. They're selling for like a lot of money. So I guess there's a lot of, chances of getting elite units and stuff like that. But like I say, I'm not interested in collecting them for the specs. I just want the regular run-of-the-mill ones, which they're usually about between $2.50 to $3 American a piece, which is, quite cheap, quite reasonable. Like, you're not going to be forking out a whole, and you can buy them in lots too. Like, there's plenty of eBay sellers out there that are just trying to get rid of these things because they're commons, and nobody wants commons for their collection if they are collectors and that sort of thing. So it's an advantage to go ahead and buy those off of them, just because I want to go ahead and remount them, repaint them, not use them for the original game that they were intended for. I just want to use them to play Battletech and Mech Warrior, the role-playing game. So that my buddies have targets or, objectives to defend or destroy. It's a Warhammer. So now, don't you guys be running around buying them up and causing the price to go up, please. Thank you. Now, I've already bought a bunch, so they're coming in. Once I get them in, I will probably do a live video of me taking them apart and seeing whether or not they are suitable for what I need them for. And if they are, cool. They do kind of look like they're about this scale. I'm not 100% sure. If they are, they are. That's cool. If they aren't, well, I guess, no harm in finding out for you guys if you ever decide to get into Battletech yourselves and you need to have that question answered. Are they suitable for what I need them for? Because I will already have the answer for you. One thing I could probably do is look around on YouTube to see whether or not anybody has any more information on those things other than my guesswork. Could see whether or not somebody's already, playing around with them, showing the scale, stuff like that. I haven't really checked that out. I just seen them by accident and decided to take the chance. They were very inexpensive. In fact, it probably cost me more to have them shipped than it was for me to purchase them, sadly enough. Sending stuff to Canada ain't the cheapest thing ever. For some reason, it just costs so much to send stuff up here. And like I say, I'm not in any kind of mainland area, like, you know, Vancouver and all that. I'm way the heck north. And if you don't know where I'm at, I'm even more northern than Edmonton. And if anybody knows hockey out there, they know about Edmonton. Edmonton Oilers. I am 4 hours drive at least north of that city. I'm in a big city. Like it's not a small place where I'm at. It fluctuates between 100,000, 130,000, depending on who comes into town at what time. Because there's a lot of outlying areas, towns that don't have much, but they know our city has a lot of stuff here for them to purchase. So for them to come over here and buy stuff, that is awesome. They can do that. I'm just going to paint this kind of roughly here, because I'm going to end up painting a bunch of stuff on the inside there too. Like painting goes. See, I think I went all the way to the edge here on these guys on the other one. There we go. My wife is watching, what is it called? The Expanse, in order to catch up, because I've already watched all the series except for the 5th season, and I'm waiting for her to catch up, because I do have the Expanse role-playing game, and I do want to get her into possibly playing, you know, something that she can relate to, story-wise. If there was a Walking Dead role-playing game, she'd probably be into that, but I don't think there is anything out there right now that's she's not a big fan of playing in in games where I'm the game master, because I'm always saying, no, you can't do that, you know, when she rolls really low. And she takes it personally, you know, so my dear, you're not supposed to take that personally. It means you rolled too low for it to happen. That's all. Yeah, she barely understands role-playing games, so. My kids, they're both, well, one's almost out of school. This is his last year. He's graduating. And then I have another daughter, which is, she's 20 years old. And then I have another daughter that is 31 years old. Yeah, 31. And she has kids, so I'm a grandfather. I'm not a young guy. I can go to certain places and you know, show my ID and be considered a senior and get seniors prices. So, which is a cool thing. Although it makes me kind of sad because, I'm getting too old. Too old for this. Cut off the inside of that. The metal box. Missiles on this side aren't very deep, so on the other side it's a lot more definition in them on the other side. Once again, little itty bitty laser guns on the end. So a catapult. It looks kind of like sort of like a catapult. Catapults of doom. These done, and then well, I'm almost through this entire set already. Wow. Well, as far as putting the gunmetal on, sir, what do you have that needs gunmetal? I see, you need some there. Oh, look, you have a weapon on your arm that needs to be done too. There we go. Anything else? Yes, he's got an SRM4 on there, and that should be good. Last one, Phoenix Hawk. Phoenix Hawk. Valkyrie. No, Phoenix Hawk. Is that good enough? Fresh water in my Goku cup. Am I annoying you guys yet? Am I annoying you guys yet? I do the same thing at work. I like I make up songs along the way. I sing to my associates. They love it. Yes, they truly do. Now, I must get some yellow-ish color. Question is, do you go demonic yellow or what? I do have some Air model ochre, yellow ochre. which actually doesn't look too bad. See that they're deep yellow or demonic yellow? Questions these days. Or we go. Maybe this stuff is a little more runny. Could go sand, but no. Camouflage brown. Let this shake up a bit on the vortex mixer. Oh, I gotta figure out what I want to paint yellow on these guys, or ochre yellow. Let's see how runny this stuff is. It's a pretty good looking yellow. Now, I need to go with a brush which is not so small and a little bit more sturdy. So we're going with the old M series from Artis Opus. Artis Opus, you are so expensive. Work away a lot of the moisture out of this because this is already crazy runny. And I don't want this to go out of control. So let's see. Let's see how nice this goes. Oh yes. Yellow. I remember it sucking so well. Trying to get it on here. This is going to take a few coats. I'm starting to regret my decision on going with that with the air color. So I'm going to go with the model color instead. Because it's a little thicker, it's a little bit more easier to control. But I might actually mix them together a bit, so I can kind of thin it down, thin down the model color with the air, because they are roughly, I would say this is a little lighter. But we can mix it. Next, Now I'm going to do some yellow on the skirt. Oh yes, that is much more controlled. There we go. Nice. It's working a lot better. It's not as scary because that air color it's very runny, and this is not so runny. And this is going on quite a nice. And this is the nice thing about having a nice stiff brush, is you can get into spots where it gets a little precarious like that. Up against the arm of a mech. Now, with that done, let's see, what should I color over on this side? I guess we can probably do these two panels like so. That. And we'll go on the inside of the knee. And there's two panels here, as well as on the opposite side. We're not too worried about stuff getting dropped into the crevices there, because once I'm going to be putting a wash on these guys after anyways, so Okay, that's as far as I think I want to go with that guy. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think so. With yellow anyways. Back to this one. Give it a proper coating. Not a runny, drippy mess. And I can always come back and fix things with the gray once again. This guy. A yellow beak. Yellow on either side here. Yeah, they got a bit of a line on this side from the mold, from popping it out of the mold. This Type M brush is pretty awesome. I would highly recommend getting a 1 for yourself if you can only afford one brush. Size 1 M brush. It's pretty sweet. Works pretty good. Now for battening down the hatches here. See nobody on Twitch yet. And nobody at the other. I'm sorry. That's okay. One day there will be hordes showing up at my stream. Once they discover how great of a painter I truly am, not, they can come by and laugh. Because why not? Look at this guy. He thinks he can paint. Ah. Well, I am relearning a lot of stuff. I stopped. I used to paint a lot when I was younger. And then I got totally out of it because I was too busy working. And ain't had no time for that. Ain't got no time for that stuff when you're working all the time. And now I'm actually working a job where I'm not a crazy man like I used to be, and trying to work all day, all night, getting jobs done. Because the contractor needs you to get stuff done before other people show up and start cranking on them. The other guy that used to run streams while I'm doing this, uh, Dwayne, he used to work with me from time to time. Not all the time, but, you know, when he needed money, it was cool. He'd help out and do a lot of helper type jobs. Help me install some tile from time to time. Though, you know, he was kind of scared of destroying stuff or potentially wrecking things, which I understand, you know. Everybody has doesn't want to do all the hard stuff when it comes to tile setting and floor laying, because it's, if you do a mistake, it's expensive. It's an expensive mistake. And yeah, it would cost me money. I mean, the guy would learn, of course, you know, whoever it may be. It doesn't have to be, you know, like Dwayne or somebody. Like, you know, a new person. I've had new people working for me. And yeah, it raises my stress level when I have to trust somebody at doing something. So you try to only give them the jobs you think that they can handle, of course. So if they mess up, it's not so bad. And sure, you're going to have mistakes. Even I've done mistakes, but you have to go back and fix everything that is a mistake before it sets, and you can't reverse it. Or it just ends up taking too much time to fix it. Once it's set up and you're like, ugh, now I'm pooched. So get some stuff done on his do the vents here on this side. And on this side. I think I might put some blue on this guy too. So it gives it, you know, more blue Steiner colors. On all of them. Ah, the Shadow Hawk. How many times my characters back in the 80s would pilot a Shadow Hawk? Well, one of my characters, one of my favorite characters. Yep. Back in the old days. Now, what to color on here? The stripes on the front. And right here as well. Then, what else? Let's do 2 of these. So this would be so hard to do with any other brush. This is a nice stubby brush. Doesn't have a lot of movement, which is cool. It's a very safe brush to use. It goes where you want it. Most of the time. There we go. Now on the back. Just add a skirt here. And yeah, we'll do the back of the arm here as well. Well, and we got this monster tank of a mech. Huh. Really like how this brush works in that kind of a situation. That would have been tricky with a longer brush with longer bristles on it. Real tricky. So far, so good. There. Should have got a good grip on him. Now, because I've already done a full day's worth of work, and me being hunched over like this does not really help me in feeling any better because I'm already tired. I'm only going to be painting here for so long, and then I have to stop for a while just to ease my back. I don't have a young back anymore. It doesn't like me leaning over like this all the time. We'll eventually have to get some sort of a better chair and better angle. I might move this whole thing over to a different station in this. Like, I got a pretty big room in here. It's something like a 14 by 12-ish, with, well, maybe 15 by 12. But it's dominated by this big table in the center. But this is my gaming table for doing games with friends when we used to have friends come over. Yeah, back in those days, which will be happening again soon. So I was going to go ahead and do an example of a Deep Madness game, but because of the COVID thing, it didn't happen. I did try it once, and I didn't have a very good result with the videotaping, and so I had to kind of scratch that until I had a better setup, better cameras for video. So they are a little bit better now, but I'm a little stuck with this not having anybody come over. Because everybody's scared of having the coof. So, if anything, I should be the one who's more scared of getting the coof than anyone I know around here. The immune system problems and stuff like that. Yeah. Let's see. Let's do some around the foot area here. These clamp going around the foot here. We'll do that. Both sides. You don't have to hit it exactly on the first try, because, you know, you're going to be, with yellow, you always have to come back and touch up stuff again. Been kind of looking at this panel going, yeah, maybe I should color this yellow. So I am. we go. The Battle Master. It is the Battle Master. He is the master of battles. As long as we got a good ridge of yellow on there, once we get some wash on there, that'll look spiffy. Spiffy-guns. Anything else? I think that's good enough for now. Thing with the locust, you don't want them to look too much like a chicken. War chicken. Yeah, I gotta go over this a little bit with the black, because I'm accidentally hitting inside where the cockpit is. So there. You can get the caps over the foot here. There. That got a little messy, but it's good. It worked. Oi, this guy. Okay. Yellow on that side, be blue on some others. There we go, and the shoulder, I think I will leave that for blue. Something in blue. Mr. Shady Shadowhawk. thinks it's almost enough yellow on there now. On the side of the head here. There we go. Good enough. We're down to our last 4 mechs. Jeez. The Rifleman. Not a whole lot of great coverage on that, those legs because they are darker. Thunderbolt? It is a Thunderbolt. Kind of looks like one. Or is it a Griffin? It's probably a Griffin. Treacherous mold line on that one. And part on either leg. There we go. There's that one. And finally the last one here. Stinger. Mr. Stinger. So hard to tell on this stinger. There we go. Where that where that panel began and where it ended. There we go. That's about as much as my back is going to take today. Tomorrow I'll end up doing another coating of yellow on there. And then we'll add a little bit of blue to these guys as well. So until then, I bid you adieu. Thanks for tuning in, guys.